don't love a lot of new Hollywood. I tend to pacify my celebrity obsession by immersing myself in the golden age of Tinseltown, where women were voluptuous and men were handsome, and everyone was a complete smart aleck. If your idols are already dead, they can't possibly disappoint you. After a certain time of reading their biographies and autobiographies, you feel as if you know more about their life than your own. So, it is the rare woman who is a celebrity in the now, living and breathing, and young, that I could relate to. I love Lauren Bacall, Sophia Loren, Kim Novak, and Olivia de Havilland, but they are definitely not celebrities in my time. But I think I found a celebrity embodiment of my personality. She has the glamour of a pin-up girl, loves cats, and her musical stage shows frequently resemble a mix of The Wizard of Oz and Alice in Wonderland. She parades around in cupcake bikinis and has lyrics that perfectly capture the girl next door with just a pinch of cray-cray. I'm talking, of course, about Katy Perry. I love me some Katy Perry. She started out as a Christian artist named Catherine Hudson, and both of her parents are still in the ministry. She still has her faith, but she is also an artist, not afraid to be herself, and she doesn't let religion hold her back. I respect that. I really wish she had kissed a girl and really liked it, because her choice in men worries me. Katy Perry has a thing for bad boys. Her heart was completely obliterated by Russell Brand. Her ex-husband left her feeling pretty worthless. I can relate, but to find solace in the arms of John Mayer? Well, that's just rather reckless. John Mayer has strummed more women's G-strings than he ever has on those guitars of his. I do not understand why. He's not even that attractive. He's like the Dorian Gray side of Johnny Depp's painting. Seriously, if they ever make Scream the musical, Johnny Depp would be my first pick to play Billy. He just doesn't age. Speaking of Scream queens, sweet Jennifer Love Hewitt heads off his Black Book. It was rumored that he penned Your Body is a Wonderland after her. Always self-deprecating, Jen jokes it would have been called Your Body is a Disaster if it were about her. That's why I love her. She's so real and humble and way too modest. Despite the fact that many of us would kill to have her body, especially her yabos. At any rate, she didn't deserve to be played by John Mayer. He ends up leaving her for the same chick that replaced her on Party of Five. Who does that? Of course, John Mayer probably didn't know that. He probably thinks a Party of Five consists of him and 4 other girls. Poor Vanessa Carlton. She then came out as being bisexual. Yeah, if I had a boyfriend dump me for not being famous enough, I think I'd start looking more at the ladies myself. Oh, Jessica Simpson. How does it feel to be called sex in a palm and compared to crack cocaine? I've seen the pictures of you and John on all of those old magazines. As usual, you look hot. He, however, looks like Lurch. Perhaps you were really just auditioning for King Kong, and he can hold your screaming form off the highest building while beating his chest. That about describes the man's wooing period. Fresh from the Angel Voice singer, he moves on to my generation's Charlie Angel, Cameron Diaz. I'm sure his prowess had you stocked up in hair gel for the next century there, Cam. He then went on to be arm candy for the beautiful but broken-hearted Jennifer Aniston. Apparently, he broke up with her because she was too old to understand the Twitter. Dude, She's Rachel Green on Friends and America's Sweetheart. Have you seen that woman's striptease? You, sir, are an idiot. I'm sure she knows how to do things to you that Jessica Simpson can't even pronounce. And before you get any ideas there, Mr. Mayor, seducing me will not get me to quit referring to you as a man slut. We might have got you in Perez Hilton's good graces for a couple weeks so he wouldn't draw a penis and paint shop on your candidates, but not me. I'd imagine kissing you is like playing tonsil hockey with a bunch of pop rocks. You've been in more Hollywood mouths than Dr. Gibbons saints. For waitresses in Hollywood land with eyes set on stardom, you do leave a generous tip, the one in your pants. Reality TV show girls are at least smart enough to reject you because they know you'd steal every scene. Unless they're Kim K, but she was probably figuring her ass was bigger than you being an ass. Finally, you've decided to set your sights on the teenage Taylor Swift. She didn't even try to hide the fact she'd rendered single Dear John about you. That's how bad you are. At least, usually in Taylor Swift songs, there's a little bit of mystery, just a tad bit. I'm all for women taking you down through song. Why not date Alanis Morissette and Adele next, please? Someone needs to win a Grammy for all this shit you put women through. And then, Miley Cyrus. Is that why she went a little cray-cray? Not enough to go for the ladies after John Mayer. You gotta go for major demolition equipment. I worry about Katy Perry. I want her to be happy, but she's going for a total man slut. This cannot end well. Then I remember Warren Beatty. And I feel better. Who is Warren Beatty? Only the biggest man slut Hollywood has ever known. He's known for such great movies as Bonnie and Clyde. The original, not the blood-soaked Chucky doll bullshit I saw advertised recently for the remake. Splendor in the Grass, in which he wooed on-screen and off-screen my favorite brunette, Natalie Wood. Heaven Can Wait. I'm currently doing the play version of said film. And Dick Tracy. He is also award-winning director and a wonderful football player. Warren Beatty was offered 10 college scholarships for football, and he turned down all of them. Maybe because he banged all the cheerleaders at that point and he was bored. Or maybe because he'd rather do theater than throw pigskin around. So he was like Finn Hudson. If Finn Hudson was a slut. When we updated our script during my play, I stuck my head out and said Warren Beatty would work, perhaps a bit too eagerly. Clark Gable was the king of Hollywood in the 30s, but we changed it to the 50s, and I think that's where his streak started. Warren Beatty has slept with Cher, Madonna, Diane Keaton, Leslie Caron, Goldie Hawn, Liv Ullmann, Carly Simon, Inger Stevens, Janice Dickinson, Joan Collins, Michelle Phillips, Kate Jackson, Britt Eklund, Jean Seberg, Mamie Van Doren, Carol Alt, Bridget Bardot, Justine Bateman, and Elle Macpherson. And just like with John Mayer, I don't get it. Warren Beatty was sure a handsome devil back in the day, but he was much more upfront about his womanizing ways. Here are a few examples of Beattyisms, which should have resulted in a high heel to the juggler on several occasions. When asked why he never married any of his many girlfriends, "Just because you need a quart of milk doesn't mean you have to go out and buy a whole cow. Charity is taking an ugly girl to lunch." Needless to say, he didn't contribute much to charity. In addition to Natalie Wood, he also slept with her younger sister, Lana Wood. Sleeping with your long-term girlfriend's little sister is never okay. I don't care how long you've been broken up. There is no coming back from that, Beatty. You're a womanizer and a douche. I repeat, sleeping with your ex-girlfriend's sister is never okay. Your Sylvain is rumored to have been written about Beatty. Oh, I believe that. President John F. Kennedy wanted Beatty to play him in a biopic. Most appropriate, since I think JFK is the only one who could rival Beatty in the betting of my favorite actresses department. He's allergic to oysters. That's probably because the man himself is an aphrodisiac. The first woman to ever capture his heart was Julie Christie. This is important because she was his leading lady in Heaven Can Wait. He was with her for 5 years, although they primarily lived separately at the time. It wasn't until he bought this huge mansion and dedicated 4 rooms to nurseries for all the little babies that they were going to have did Christie realize they didn't want the same things. She never wanted children, so they split up. He loved her so much, he offered to pay her alimony, although they'd never even been married. She even broke up with him via phone, and he still offered her alimony, which she then refused. I know. After that, he dated a supermodel who ripped his heart out and dumped him for someone else, and then the unthinkable happened. He settled down. He got married and he had 4 kids with Annette Bening. 3 girls, 1 boy. I sense an interesting standoff when his daughters reach courting age. He can question their date's intentions, but he's Warren Beatty. He can also play the I'm Clyde Barrow card and clean one of the props from Bonnie and Clyde whenever one of them has a date. You can see Annette pulling the I'm the mom from American Beauty, I'll shoot you too card. But then, she's too sweet. And here is why I think there may be some hope for Katy Perry. Warren Beatty fell in love with Annette Bening, whom some of my Southern California friends have met and tell me that she is an absolute doll of a person. She's sweet as pie and totally humble. If I turned Hollywood's bad boy into domoscuity, I don't know how I would behave, but I'm sure humble wouldn't be a word to describe my self-image. I feel like a queen when hobos hit on me, for crying out loud. That's how easy it is to inflate my ego. So, all the Beatty bashing aside, I think he became a good man. You gotta give props to a man who gives up all those angels in the centerfold fantasies, when in fact, he can have them. For the life of a doting husband and father. Really gotta admire that. He sowed his oats. He settled down with a great girl. Maybe there's hope for John Mayer yet. But I think getting a man slut to become tame is as rare as winning the lottery. And really, is that the kind of lottery you want to win? Every award show, you're going to be bombarded by all of his ex-lovers. And could have beens. What's the point of bragging about what you have if everyone's already had it? What do you think, ladies? Is a man slut worth domesticating? And this has been Holly Harlow's rant number 1. Man Sluts.